Today we're talking about the gear that I keep in my Diamondback cover. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. I'm bringing you guys a quick video today because I've got a lot going on right now. I was just out on the road in the truck for almost like 2 weeks straight, living out of this thing, camping in the tent, and doing everything that you guys have just seen on the channel. We just finished filming with the Diamondback crew. They brought out a Ford F-150 Lightning, and I had some hands-on experience with that. So if you guys want to check out that video, I will leave a link for it right over here. Now, the days of summer camping in Colorado are pretty much numbered. We hit some high elevation mountain passes and it won't be long until they close, which means it's time for me to transition my truck from summer mode into winter mode. And this is a video that I wanted to do for a little while now. I want to show you guys all of the gear that I keep underneath my Diamondback. Now, over the summer, this gear loadout has been changing quite a lot, but it's at a point now where I'm pretty happy with everything, how I have everything stored. And this is definitely a video I will probably bring you guys at the end of every summer because gear is constantly changing. So first and foremost, why a Diamondback cover? A lot of people ask me why I run a Diamondback, and the answer is pretty simple. One, it is a great platform for whatever type of tent you are running. You can run different bed racks, different heights, different tents, whatever you may want to do. But the main reason is that it keeps the truck super light, nimble, and all of my gear lives in my truck all summer long. I very rarely take any of this gear that you're about to see out of the truck. So I want security, I want everything to be sealed from the elements, I don't want water getting in here and dirt. I daily drive my truck with all of my camping gear in it all of the time. So the Diamondback keeps things very secure and safe, and then in a moment's notice, if I feel like going up to the mountain to film something, I just turn towards the mountains and head up there. I never have to think about packing the truck because everything is just here all the time, and that's really the reason why I love my Diamondback cover. So I have the smooth black HD with the cleats. You guys have seen this quite a lot, but it is on a 6-foot bed and they make them for all different types of trucks. So if you guys are into keeping your gear secure and out of the elements, I'd recommend checking them out. Now, all of this gear you're about to see is a little bit disorganized because, like I said, I was just on the road for a little while, but let's just dive right into it and show you all of the gear that I have with me and how it looks after using it for a couple days on end. So first and foremost, one of the easily accessible things is this pack right here. This is actually a new storage system coming from Vertex, and I have a lot of these bags in my truck right now. This is their VTAC line, and essentially they are packable, stackable bags. So this bag right here is all dedicated to recovery gear, and I've got a lot of it in here. We actually just used this stuff on the recent trip. I have 5 soft shackles from Dead Man Off-Road. I've got a bunch of hard shackles as well. I keep 4 of those in the truck at all times. I have a Factor 55 hitch receiver, so I can put this in there and actually pull from that. We actually just used this for the first time the other day. And then I have the Dead Man Off-Road earth anchor as well as a kinetic rope in here because this thing is much easier than using a winch, and more often than not, I'm helping someone else out, especially in the winter months. So I like having my recovery gear completely separate from everything else. And I like having this easy to access. That way, if I need to give someone a tow on the side of the road, I can simply pull this out, hook up real quick, and get them out of whatever situation they may be in. Next up is the newest addition to my whole setup, and you guys have seen this in some videos before. This right here is my Starlink. I ordered the RV version of a Starlink because I wanted to have access to the internet whenever I'm out traveling. I got it really just to kind of test it out and see how it is, and honestly, it's really great. I plan on bringing you guys a full video on this at some point, but I'm using this thing quite a lot, more often than I thought I would. So I actually have it packed in the Starlink backpack, so it holds everything in here. All you need is a power source to plug it into, and this thing has been coming with me on more adventures than I ever thought it would. And now, way in the back of my 6-foot bed, I only have 2 boxes, and I consolidate all my gear into these 2 boxes. We'll start with the biggest one first because there's not quite as much stuff in here. I have perfect bungees attached to my Running for Tacos bed stiffeners, and I attach the other end to a box. That way all I have to do is pull on the bungee and I don't have to like dive in the back of my bed to get this thing out. So this massive roam box right here houses some stuff that previously I just kind of let like float around underneath the Diamondback, but I decided to throw everything in here, and this is still kind of like a work in progress. So right here I have a 10-pound propane tank, which I got on Amazon. That propane tank is to fuel my lava box, and I absolutely love this thing. You guys probably see it quite a lot on my Instagram and in my videos. I love having a propane fire source because it just makes your life a lot easier than carrying wood and dealing with fires. And then last but not least, my preferred camp chair all summer has been these front runner chairs because they pack down very quickly and pretty small. I keep 2 of those in this box. And those are the chairs that you see in most of my videos. And now, last but not least, this right here is what I consider my main camping box. I can do pretty much everything that I need to do while I'm out camping with the items in this box right here. Also a roam box. The reason I like this one is because it opens this way. On the lid of this box I have an organizer with a bunch of gear in it, and then down here I have some more of the Vertex stackable packs filled with basically everything else. So I think the best way for me to show you guys this is just to unpack it and kind of clean it out in real time, because that's really what I'm doing right now. Starting with my stove, right here I have a Gas One GS800, a little butane stove. Use this thing quite a lot. I've used other propane stoves over the summer, but this thing just packs down super small and works pretty damn well. I also have my Claymore lantern, which you guys see in like every single video, and I stopped carrying this in the carrying case mainly just to save room. So took the hood off and I literally just throw it in here on top of these soft Vertex packs. Use this thing all the time. Now I guess I can dive into the organizer a little bit. Up here I have a charging cable for that lantern, as well as some string lights, which you guys see in a bunch of videos. In the pouch over from that I keep some salt and pepper for cooking. Then in this big mesh pouch I keep quite a lot of things. I have some utensils here, a can opener, and then a variety of sizes of Ziploc bags as well as trash bags. I pretty much always find a use for Ziploc bags when we're at the campsite, and big house-sized trash bags as well, because whenever we're leaving campsites, generally and unfortunately people have left trash there, so we try to clean up as much as possible while we're out camping and on the trails. Then in the biggest pouch of the lid organizer I have some cooking oil, which is frozen because I'm just getting back from the mountains right now and it got down to like 20 degrees last night. I also have some bug spray, which is super useful in the summer months, and then I have a bottle of isopropyl alcohol, which is good for a variety of things, mainly as a fire starter. Just makes our life a lot easier. But now that I'm carrying a propane fire pit all the time, I don't really have the use for that as a fire starter. Now I'm gonna move this sucker to the ground and show you guys what I have in my Vertex bags. The first big bag I have in here is another Vertex stackable, and this is what I consider my kitchen bag. So inside of here is a big mess right now because we were just bouncing around off-road this morning, but I've got paper towels, I've got cooking utensils, like these little tongs. I have a Sea to Summit kettle to boil water, and then a GSI outdoor pan with a folding handle, and as well as the Sea to Summit big pot for cooking things like pasta or jambalaya. I also have a GSI outdoor flask because, you know. Then I have some Dometic drinkware, got a couple cups. I also have a mug, which is currently dirty. Some Sea to Summit cutlery. I got plates, bowls, cups, and some more utensils. And then a tiny little stackable. Inside of the stackable, I have a little spoon for cooking as well as a knife for cooking. I'll typically also keep a lighter in here as well, but my butane stove actually has an electric igniter, so I don't really have a use for that in this application. Now moving on to the last two packs, here you can see how these Vertex stackable bags actually stack up. So there's a hard plate underneath here, and the little bag attaches to the big bag and keeps it held in place. I don't know if you guys want to see a full video on all of these bags, but there's a ton of them, a bunch of different sizes, and it makes organizing gear and vehicles very nice. So on this top smaller Vertex stackable here, this is where I keep spices and butane canisters. So I've got two things of butane. I've got some multi-spices here for grilling and for basically everything else. We got seafood, pepper steak, chicken, grill and broil, and then garlic salt, black pepper, salt, paprika, curry, all the good stuff. And I've got some Tony's Creole seasoning as well as some steak seasoning because one of my go-to meals is cooking shrimp and steak while we're out camping. Now for the bag underneath the small pack here, this is what I kind of consider my cleaning setup. I've got a bunch of random gear in here, like a little Anchor battery. This is what I use to power my camp lights. I also have a little pump so I can inflate and deflate the mattress in my tent. I've got the model water bottle with the rinse mod on here. This thing is great for cleaning dishes, washing your hands. I've got some sponges. These are just simple green scrubby dish sponges that I cut in half. That way I can keep them nice and small. And then I've got a bunch of koozies in here, as well as a little like bump and bruise first aid kit, bandages, scissors, gauze, stuff like that. A little thing of dish soap, and then shower pouches and dude wipes. So all of that gear lives inside of these kind of soft-sided Vertex packs inside of my Roam Adventure boxes to keep them more organized. And all of that stuff lives underneath my Diamondback. The gear is secure, weather sealed all the time, and I'm really digging the setup. Now, like I mentioned, this gear changes quite a lot. So by summer of next year, when I'm kind of like reorganizing all this stuff, there's a good chance that everything is gonna be different. And then as the months progress, depending on the trips that I'm going on, a lot of this stuff may change. So I will probably bring you guys another video like this sometime next year. Now, if you guys have any questions on the gear or the storage solutions, you want to know anything about the Diamondback or the boxes or the Vertex stackables, let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to answer anything as best as possible. I'll also try to leave some links for some of these products in the description down below if you want to pick some of this stuff up for yourself. Now, that's all that I had for today. So if you are new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. As always, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.